I want you to remember what your mood was like when you woke up this morning. So, was it happy? Was it sad? Was it a little bit anxious? Was it excited to start your day? Whatever it was, your personal habits probably have a factor in it. Like what you're doing day to day most definitely has an impact on how you feel right when you get up. And how you feel right when you get up is going to determine how you feel for the rest of the day. And obviously, how you feel is going to affect your actions, and how you act every day is going to affect the rest of your life, basically. So, today, I'm going to teach you how to replace negative emotion with self confidence and basically a rock steady mentality so that you can align your life to a better mindset to live your life by, right? So you can build more meaningful connections with people. You can absolutely annihilate anxiety and these really negative feelings that come with living an improper life, that come with living in today's society where we have all of these things that work against you and take away your chances of really living a happy kind of simple life. So good on you for being here, and yeah, let's get to it. So as humans, we kind of have to be anxious to survive. We're pre-programmed to be anxious to deal with the predator that might be hunting us down, with the other tribe that might be trying to take our women and children. So being anxious in and of itself is not a bad thing, but being anxious about the wrong things, about very, very simple things is. Like, do you know how many people have social anxiety, for example, today? Because they're just so anxious to just talk to another person because maybe they're afraid of rejection, maybe they're just not used to it, maybe they don't know how to open up about their feelings, they don't know who to talk to. Modern society, the way that it's set up, as in like the social structure and, like how little actual personal connection you need with other people to get along in today's society, right? Like, if you live in a big city, if you live in the suburbs, you probably don't even know your neighbors. If you live in an apartment building, for example, you probably don't know the people who live above you. You don't know the guy who lives below you. You don't know the people who live beside you. Maybe they speak a different language to you. You just don't identify with them. You have nothing in common with them. So you have so many people around you, but you have absolutely no community, and that's extremely frustrating. So that's another one of the things that we're going to tackle. But the first step here is to realize that entertainment, especially in today's society, is designed to hijack that reward system that we innately have as humans. The dopamine system. So doing entertaining things in modern society, stuff that people basically today do to get a happy feeling, to spend their free time, like scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts, or I don't know, playing video games, eating junk food, drinking, smoking, doing drugs, watching porn. All of these things are designed to be fun in the moment, but they're also going to give you long-term pain as a result of them being just these unnatural activities that human beings aren't supposed to be engaging in the beginning, just because like it's too much stimulation, I think. And that overstimulation causes anxiety at doing everyday things like talking to people or being part of a larger community, or even just looking the cashier at Walmart in the eye when you go to do checkout, because we have self-checkout now, so you don't even have to talk to people when you go to the store. So yeah, like I said, our reward system and our psyche as humans isn't really designed to take in as much information and data as we see on YouTube or TikTok. It's like every time you scroll down, you get a new little piece of information. You get another person doing some weird dance. You get another piece of data that you have to process. So the solution here is basically resetting your dopamine baseline by basically doing difficult but rewarding activities that come naturally to us as humans. So scrolling is rewarding in the moment, but it's painful in the long term, right? I'm sure we can all agree on that, but taking a cold plunge is painful in the moment, but it's actually rewarding in the long term. It's short-term pain for long-term gain, for lack of a better term. So basically, the game plan here is to stop the activities that destroy our self-image that destroy our attention span and fry our dopamine circuits, and return to the really gratifying activities that boost our mood, improve our self-image, buff our confidence even. That's something that I've had to work on a lot over the long term because of their innate difficulty. Like, exercising daily, we got to start doing cold exposure because that's difficult, but it actually works miracles for you in the long term. Hot exposure, even meditation, visualization, affirmations, talking to more people, going out into nature. Basically, we have to start living like humans are supposed to live. If you get anything from this video, that's the main message. You gotta start learning. You gotta start living like a human being is supposed to. So all of these things are meant to put us out of our comfort zone too, so that we actually start to grow. Say I'm a normal person in today's society. I wouldn't even begin to be able to imagine doing all these things on the daily, all these good habits, because they just seem so difficult. They're not aligned with who I am. So what you got to do in that situation, if you are that kind of person, if you are like 90% people, is you have to start at square one. You got to do a little bit of each habit every day and kind of scale it up from there, right? Your self-image is also keeping you from being a better person, right? How you see yourself, who you actually think that you are. If you don't see yourself as a winner, as a healthy person, as a socially capable person, then you're not going to act like that kind of capable person who can talk to people and look them in the eye and talk to the cashier at Walmart, for example. You're just not going to be able to do that because you already think that you're a loser and that you're going to mess up the whole affair, right? So what you got to do is you got to do the affirmations, right? You got to affirm your new identity every single day. Another thing people might say is that getting rid of social media, getting rid of these bad habits, it seems impossible because it's also just not who they are. So you got to affirm your identity in that case as well, saying, well, basically telling yourself, I'm not the kind of person who does that anymore. This is the new me, and I'm going to stick to the new me. So it's a large undertaking, but you basically got to remake your schedule for the day so you know exactly what you're doing at every single point in the day. You're doing something productive all throughout the day. You basically take the reward out of doing meaningless things like I said, scrolling, doing drugs, video games, porn, all that stuff. You got to take away the reward that comes with it. You got to see those things as almost kind of shameful, almost kind of cringe compared to who you are now, right? So the point is you're doing something meaningful or productive at all times from now on. The first step you can take towards making that new identity is to delete all the social media apps from your phone, because let's be honest, you're probably wasting most of your time on social media if you are suffering from anxiety or social anxiety or any of that. So basically just tell your friends you're taking a break from social media, because you are now. I can personally attest that this is actually going to work out for you if you do follow it. It's scary, but it yields a whole lot of benefit in the long term. There are so many guys doing this now, and they're all improving their life now. It's what I did. It's what thousands of other guys have done. So if you're doing it too, I mean, welcome aboard. But basically delete all the social media from your phone, put it on grayscale, and remove the rest of the triggers from your life that cause you to do any bad habit, cause you to partake in any bad habit, whether it be the people that you hang around, the circumstances that you find yourself in every day, certain objects, certain images that you see throughout your day, even the way that like your day is organized, right? Your schedule. I mean, maybe you're devoting like an hour of your day right now to video games. You can't be doing that anymore. Basically, what you got to do is maybe devote that hour to start going to the gym, maybe, or devote that hour to taking a walk in nature and talking to people. There's a text from the Bible that I think has a lot of insight into this, and it's Matthew 5 verses 29. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. So what Jesus is saying there is that it's better that you lose something from your life that is bad, that is causing you to sin, that is causing you to do something wrong that you don't want to do. It's better to lose that thing than to basically be a miserable person with your entire identity intact. right? So maybe that involves factory resetting all of your game consoles and selling them online, like I did, and made a lot of money from. Throwing out all the junk food in your house so you don't think it's acceptable anymore to just come home from school and just snack for like an hour. That's what I used to do. And just getting rid of the physical triggers within your environment is just so much good, right? Like out of sight, out of mind. I find that works quite well for me. Or intentionally cutting ties with all of your friends who entice you to go out with them and vape or smoke or drink or do drugs or just be an overall degenerate. Because it's better for you to say you have no friends and actually be like a happy person who does good habits, who isn't like waking up in a cold sweat just because you don't like your life, who's having nightmares every night because your life is just so terrible, who's crying every day, who hates their job, who hates their life, who hates their friends because they're making you so miserable, who has like multiple addictions. It's better to say that you don't have any of those things and that you also don't have any friends currently than to say that you do have friends but you hate your very existence because you're sharing this common misery with them, right? Misery loves company. That's how the saying goes. Having these friends is like crabs in a bucket. They're just going to pull you down with them if you try and make progress in your life. So it's better to just cut them off. So the actual steps for this guide is to start gratitude journaling. Now, gratitude journaling is basically taking a pen, taking some paper. It's got to be like physical stuff, right? Like physical stationery, and go ahead and write down 2 to 4 things that you're grateful for and why. They can be very big things, they can be very small things, and just mention that you're grateful for these things to people in your life also. So do that when you talk to them, and the effect is just really shocking. So, for example, I'm grateful for this coffee cup because I got it for Christmas, and it holds coffee, right? And it keeps it nice and warm and well insulated. So I'm pretty thankful for that because honestly, what would I do without it, right? So that's just one of the things that I can say I'm grateful for. I can say I'm grateful for anything that I have within my life, and then I'll start to appreciate it a lot more, and that's just going to have an amazing effect on your mental health. So definitely do that. You can start hot or cold exposure. So cold exposure, you've probably heard of it. You've probably heard of it before. It's like taking an ice bath. You don't have to buy like a $300 ice bath thing that's like specifically designed for cold exposure. You can like fill up your bathtub with cold water and just like put some ice in there and just take a dip in there for like 2 to 3 minutes, or basically as long as you can stand. Even if you just like submerge your whole body in there for like 3 seconds, I consider that doing cold exposure for 1 day. So just take a cold shower or do that bathtub thing for as long as you can stand, or for up to 2 to 3 minutes. And that's going to help reset your dopamine, and it's also going to give you like really good sleep. Another thing that you can do within that cold exposure niche is you can also do hot exposure, which is basically going into a sauna if you have access to a sauna, and really just sweat it out for a couple of minutes. So another thing that's really good for your mental health that you could start today is basically start exercising, right? I recently made a full guide to starting the gym for beginners, especially beginners who are looking to build muscle within the gym. So go ahead and check that out. But to optimize mental health, just for a starting point for you, assuming that you're not going to the gym yet or doing any kind of regular exercise per day, just start with 5 push-ups today and just build up and just build it up from there. Just focus on doing 5 push-ups per day. That's all the exercise you got to do. And once you get comfortable with that, you can start doing more because you might want to do more. So yeah, just get comfortable with that routine. And another thing you can do is visualizing. So during your mindfulness routine where you're meditating and your gratitude journaling, just envision yourself in like the near future doing like good habits. Yeah, doing all the good habits that you're currently doing and making insane progress towards your goals within the gym and in business and with people, and just becoming a better person. Visualize yourself improving yourself basically over the next week over the next month. You're being super consistent with your habits. You're talking to more people. You're getting more confident. So yeah, just envision that for, say, like half a minute every day. That's going to help you stay motivated and consistent with your goals and with your healthy habits. Another thing you can do is affirm your identity. So this is another mindfulness practice. You basically write down or tell yourself positive self-image affirmations. Stuff like, I'm healthy, I'm grateful, I'm kind to others, I'm confident, I'm strong, I'm masculine, I'm driven, I show respect, I show love to myself and others. Don't just say I try to do these things, say I do these things. Even if you're not currently doing them, just say that you do them. And once you tell yourself that, you're going to start living that out, right? How you see yourself is how you're going to act, right? And it can be like the opposite extreme, where I just tell myself I'm a piece of shit every day, and I'm going to start acting like that. I'm going to start acting like I don't respect myself. But since that works, I can also do the opposite of that and tell myself that I'm a good person, that I'm productive, that I'm very active, that I'm social, and then I'll start acting like that. It's kind of weird how it works. Like, you just tell yourself something and it automatically becomes true. But yeah, definitely just try that out because it works. The last thing, or one of the final things that you can do, is being in nature. So go for a walk for like 5 minutes out in the sun every day. Just let the sun get on your skin. Make sure it gets like on your face, on your arms, everything. Just go outside when it's light out, even if it's cloudy. Just make sure that there is like sun in the sky. So just don't go out when it's dark. And basically just be outdoors for like 5 minutes and just let the sun get to you. It's vitamin D. Being outside in general is just very good for you. So yeah, 5 minutes, just make sure to do that every single day. And cold approaching. So cold approaching is the art of talking to new people that you aren't necessarily comfortable around. So I want you to talk to one new person every day. One stranger, I want you to go up to them and talk to them every day, even if it's just for like 10 minutes and you just ask them some brain dead question. Say I'm in the gym. I go ahead and I walk up to this guy that I've never seen before. I'm like, hey, when does this place close? Even if I do know when the place closes, the point is that I'm just talking to a new person, and he tells me, I say thanks, I go on with my day. That actually helped me improve my social skills because I just talked to someone new that I wouldn't necessarily be comfortable with talking to in different circumstances. So yeah, talk to one new person per day. And if you really want to take this to the next level, I want you to talk to one person from the opposite sex who is not a family member every single day. And you can ask them the same brain dead question, right? When does this place close? Hey, how are you doing? Just something really quick like that. Ask them for their opinion on something. I don't know. Point is, just talk to one person of the opposite sex who is not your family member per day. So yeah, that's really going to help you improve in terms of social skills as well. So once you actually implement that cold approach step, which is probably the hardest in this entire guide, you're going to feel more confident, you're going to feel more masculine, you're going to feel like you have so much more of a social life, you're going to feel like you get around a lot more. And once you start telling yourself that, once you start acting like that, it's going to come true, right? So yeah, I can guarantee that you'll get 1% better and more popular with all the people you know every day from now on. Because honestly, there are few things worse in life than not being accepted into the community that you're part of, right? If your entire family doesn't like you, you're going to be so much more miserable than if they did, right? There's few things more harmful to your mentality, to your health, to your self-perception, to your life in general than that. So it's definitely a thing to work on. So that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you like and subscribe if this stuff did help you. Please comment about your experience with carrying out these steps, these good habits. Go ahead and tell me about your experience with trying to cut out bad habits. If you have any extra questions about that stuff in the comments. Yeah, go ahead and check out my other videos about stopping the bad habits, starting the good ones, building a better life for yourself and others. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you later.